Today we have the grand honor to welcome the delegation during the SelectUSA period. Welcome the delegation from China and also my colleagues from CGCC. I would like to especially introduce our honored speaker, Lieutenant Governor Mike Foley, and going to be speak later as our keynote speaker, and also the chairman of CGCC, Mr. Xu Chen, join us, and our other colleagues. So this part of the forum we speak in the first part. We have the arrangement, we have the keynote at the beginning. You all saw the agenda over here. So later we'll run two panel, and later is the reception. So I would like to start from a welcome and thank you for all to join us in this afternoon. I think the SelectUSA is a great event, and the SelectUSA welcome the delegation from China. So we have roughly 200 investors from China. It's a very important event and a very important delegation. It's going to be a great honor for ICBC to partner together with the CGCC to welcome your delegation over here. ICBC take it like a strong commitment and take it like the obligation to provide a service and products to our clients who interested in investing here in the United States. As we all knew, ICBC in China, so ICBC is currently the largest bank in China, the largest bank in terms of size and in terms of the capital in the world. We actually from China, and we've grown up in China. We started our business, and we have in China 500 million individual clients and more than 5 million corporate clients. So to most of your, from the delegation, basically probably most of your clients of ICBC, and many of you probably also the shareholder of ICBC. So investment into United States has been growing up pretty fast in past several years, especially in year of 2016. According to the report from CGCC, the total volume invested in the United States from China has grown up to the 46.5 billion US dollar. And accumulated investment start from 2000 to last year from China is about 109 billion US dollar in total. So it's a big amount. It's pretty fast. In last year, it's actually tripled compared to 2015. So those investments have in the United States market from China. We basically come around from the market when we tell them the figure that the investment of here that is always come with a wow. And second, they will come back with a question of why. So on the United States market here, they will naturally ask the question why those investments came to United States. So actually, from our experience, the investment in abroad is recently started in about 10 years from Chinese investor. There's multiple reasons. There's a lot of reasons actually. It varies from different industry, varies from investor. Some for the diversification of their portfolio, some for the stabilize their supply chain, and so multiple reasons. So. But we do, for ICBC, our purpose, our initiative of investing in global is actually to follow up with our clients. So we need to keep a close step together with our clients, follow up where you are, and trying to provide the best of our services and our products to you, either here in the United States, in China, or in the rest of the world. And following up, the second question basically was more like why United States? Why in some specific states? Where to invest? So that's the kind of, like the invest in go abroad, invest in the global market is kind of like the matter of the strategy And the rest of the part is actually kind of like a matter of choices. So why you make the choices? Today we do have our keynote speaker also going to present you the policies or the how the United market welcome the Chinese investment into the United market, and what's the benefit and the advantage here in this market. And following up the question actually is how. So how are we going to invest into the market if we decide to make our investment? And we do have the two panels. The panels we came from, the first one is from basically a local investor from China, and also the consultant to those investment. So basically they were focused on the comparison that for the greenfield investment and also the merger and acquisition investment. In the past 10 years, basically most of the investment from China to the United market is actually through the acquisition. It's about 90% of the investment is through acquisition. But in recent several years, it's only 2 or 3 years, the greenfield investment became a little bit booming. It's still not really big yet, but we do find there's kind of the trend that many clients come here as more like invested in the manufacturing, in the supply chain, logistic. So I think that makes more sense right now to compare how you make your investment into this market. So we're going to have a high profile of a speaker to give the experience of what they have in this area. And for ICBC, we do also would like to take the chance to share with you our own experience. We're quite different here in the United States market as well. We set up actually a rep office 20 years ago in 1997. And in 2008, we set a branch. That's a greenfield investment actually. So we set a branch in New York. And in 2010, we actually bought a company from BNP Paribas. We bought this security company, so now we call it ICBC FIS, ICBC Financial Services. We have our colleague, the co-CEO, Ms. Xing, is here as well. And in the year of the 2012, that we bought another subsidiary from the Bank of the East Asia. Now we call it ICBC USA. It's a kind of the national licensed bank with the most of the focus with retail business. And also that we had another chance of the acquisition through the London market in Britain. And they had a subsidiary of a holding company over here is ICBC Standard. They were actually the commodity trader. So you see, the ICBC, we do have a very good story by our own that we've been set up in the greenfield. We've been through acquisition. We've been through acquisition from the outside into the United States as well. Our story is very, very interesting as well, but I don't want to spend too much time on ICBC acquisition. So we would like to hear more from our keynote speaker and our guests and panelists over here. So again, before we started the keynote from Lieutenant Governor, I would definitely like to thank you for my colleagues from CGCC and also our clients to visit us today, our panelists to join us today. Thank you very much for your support and hope this panel will definitely share some mutual interest, share more or common experience altogether and make SelectUSA as a great event. Again, thank you.